Prince Harry visits Kigali upset in new photos from recent trip to Africa. The prince looked emotional whilst visiting the Kigali Genocide Memorial. Prince Harry was pictured looking visibility upset in new photos released from his secret trip to Africa. The Duke of Sussex visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial in Rwanda last week and looked pensive, as he paid respects to victims of the genocide against the Tutsi which killed hundreds of thousands of people in 1994. Captioning the photos on Twitter, the official account for the Kigali Genocide Memorial wrote, "While in Rwanda, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex paid his respects to victims of the genocide against the Tutsi at the Kigali Genocide Memorial." Royal fans respected Harry's choice to make the emotional visit, with one writing, "His mother's son in every way. Actions speak louder than words. Full of kindness and full of empathy. A great human being really," alongside a red love heart emoji. A second added, "Thank you for supporting such an important issue." Whilst a third wrote, "Good heart Harry," and added a red love heart emoji. Harry travelled to Africa in his capacity as president of African Parks, a non-profit conservation group that manages national parks across the continent. On the visit, the 37-year-old has welcomed and co-hosted a group of U.S. officials, conservationists, and philanthropists as they toured protected wildlife and nature areas, a spokesperson told. Whilst in Africa, the prince also met up with President Paul Kagame. A picture shared by the president's office shows Harry, dressed casually in a green shirt and beige trousers, standing next to the president. The tweet read, "President Kagame received Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, who visited Rwanda as part of his work as president of African Parks. The government of Rwanda has agreements with African Parks to manage Akachila and Nangwa national parks. The dad of two has a long association with and fondness for Africa, where he's been involved in many charitable projects." In a moving speech to the United Nations last month, the prince said, "Since I first visited Africa at 13 years old, I've always found hope on the continent. In fact, for most of my life, it has been my lifeline. It's where I've felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife." It appears as though wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, hasn't joined him on the trip, although the pair will be travelling together next month on a joint visit to the UK and then on to Germany for the Invictus Games. A spokesperson for the couple said, "Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are delighted to visit with several charities close to their hearts in early September. Prince Harry is paying his respects." The Duke of Sussex recently visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial in Rwanda during his trip to Africa, officials shared on Twitter Monday. Over 250,000 victims of genocide against the Tutsi are interred at the memorial, and more people are brought to the site each year for a dignified burial. Harry was somber at a photo wall in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi exhibit and took time in the Wasted Lives wing. The second site honors the lives lost in violence unrecognized as genocide under international law in Namibia, Armenia, Cambodia, the Balkans and in the Holocaust. According to royal reporter Omid Scobie, Prince Harry left a message in the memorial's visitor book. "I am profoundly moved by what I have witnessed. What an incredible show of unity and resilience we now see. Thank you for showing us all the way to healing and forgiveness. You are setting an example across the world." Also on Monday, President Paul Kagame of Rwanda revealed on social media that he met with the prince in his role as president of African Parks, a non-profit conservation group that manages national parks across the continent. The two men smiled side by side before the national flag in a photo posted to Twitter by the president's office. President Kagame received Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, who visited Rwanda as part of his work as president of African Parks. The message read, "The government of Rwanda has agreements with African Parks to manage Akachila and Nangwa national parks." Prince Harry was travelling abroad for African Parks, with a spokesperson sharing he would be welcoming and co-hosting a group of U.S. officials, conservationists and philanthropists as they tour protected wildlife and nature areas. The Duke of Sussex began working with African Parks in 2016 and became president the following year. In 2015, Harry spent 3 months working on a number of projects supporting wildlife. and local communities in Namibia, Tanzania, South Africa and Botswana. He also spent time in Malawi in 2016 serving as part of the 500 Elephants Project, one of the largest and most significant elephant translocations in conservation history. Africa is close to Harry's heart. He's even called it his second home, and he has visited the continent on many occasions beginning as a young boy. During a United Nations speech in New York as part of Nelson Mandela Day last month, Harry shared how Africa connected him to two important women in his life, his wife, Meghan, and his mother, Princess Diana. Meghan and Harry have traveled to Africa together several times, including a visit to Botswana early in their relationship in the summer of 2016 after just 2 dates over 2 consecutive days in London. Thank you for watching. If you like our video, would you please help us like, share and subscribe our channel. Wish you happy to see our videos. Thank you very much.